Okay. First thing everybody needs to understand is that you can absolutely do this. Alright, this is a hunk of metal that was invented in the 70s. And, you know, no offense, but people were kind of stupid back in the 70s. So how hard can it be? We're going to take this choke plunger out. To do that, just use like a 9/16. Just a little socket, that's all. Shouldn't be too bad. I like to do as much as I can by hand. Okay. And what you want to check on this guy is that there's no cracks or anything in the plunger or any dirt built up in there. While I have him out, I usually just rub some part cleaner on there, just give it a little WD-40, whatever. Doesn't hurt. Keep it squeaky, springy. As everyone knows, bouncy things are fun. Alright, we're going to take the cap off at the top. I didn't get too fancy. Just your screws. If you got a basic impact drill, you can pop them out. Sometimes you might need to. This drill has a great way of, cracking it out if it's stuck. These are not, though. As I said, we already went through all the BS of getting these off. Okay, I'm gonna hold that down so we don't hurt the plunger inside. I'll show you that in a second. Oh, there it is. Just making me like everyone else now. Alright, let's carefully remove your lid. Get your boing inside. Remove the boing. Alright, you have your rubber suction plastic part thing here. Okay. I try to just gently with your needle nose. See, it's so gentle I'm dropping it. Okay. It's fine if you touch it. There's no need to get your fingerprints all the hell all over it though, so let's just put it aside for now. Okay. Voila. Now while we're here, I'm going to take out a little air intake screw using our handy dandy tiny screwdriver set I told you to have ready. So now we can swap the head on that, just take it out. I'm not 100% sure what all these little parts are called. Doesn't matter. You don't need to either. Just know what they do and know where they go. Like we said earlier, this is just the BS part of motorcycle riding that we just gotta do. Because I'm not spending $400 for something I can learn how to do on YouTube. Okay. I'm gonna take the float ball off. Same thing, just pop your 4 screws. And now, after removing your float bowl, you will see your gasket. Just get rid of that. Your gasket underneath. Alright, honestly, it is really kind of annoying how this tiny little piece of cardboard felt thing can be so problematic if you don't have it. So gently place that somewhere. And now what you're looking at is the inside of your float bowl with the plungers. Okay. I'm going to take your little black cap off of here. You have another pilot jet in there down deep below. Just careful now. Don't strip it. Don't force it too much. I'm going to apply a little bit of pressure and try to crack it loose if you can, if it's built up and dirty and cruddy. With this particular one, we shot the carb cleaner in here, let it sit for a minute or two. Oh, hang on, I didn't get that all the way. Okay. Now again, this is my new one here, but just little pinhole jerk face piece of metal. Gets gummed up in the slightest. You don't get to do any weekend riding. How bogus is that? Alright, so we're going to take our jet off of there. Do that by hand. Alright, you have your O-ring in here. Just carefully remove. Am I doing everything off to the corner here? Yeah, of course I am. Alright. And now for our little float thing here. You see you have your little piston in here. Sometimes you can just pop it out. A little bit of pressure. If not, we move to the next step. Now a lot of people are like, will put it down and just tamp it out. You want to really kind of save that as a last resort. Needle nose pliers, you can grab somewhere down in the metal and then get the other tip on the end and try to apply pressure on it to get it out. Ta-da. Okay, we didn't have to resort to laying it on its side and tamping it with a ball peen. Just going to remove your pin. You're going to remove your float. And now you have a tiny little boing in there. I'm going to remove this guy here. Now, I promise you it wasn't this easy the first time, so I would also advise, if you haven't gone after your carburetors in a while, or if it's from an older bike, maybe have a strip screw kit or something handy as well. I'm fortunate enough to use the Dremel with the little tiny diamond bit when I have to get these screws out and they're not budging at all. Now there's a rubber ring down here. It's going to keep it kind of tight, but you should be able to just finagle it out with your hand. Now, if we bought our rebuild kit, like we should have, we're going to have this piece in here. Like I said, this is the new one. If it's the old crap one, you can just kind of reach in there and yank it out because, you know, sorry, we're not going to keep it, so who cares? But because this is the new one, I have to kind of be a little gentle. I don't want to get it all scratched up and prone to any kind of rust or rot or anything just yet. We'll let my daily traffic habits do that. Now, something to keep in mind, your carb is going to have this little screen on here. When I bought the rebuild kit, it did not include these. So before you yank it and chuck it, just be careful to take a look and make sure you have this on there or not. You can pop it off. I don't think it's necessary, but considering it's a side gasoline intake, I mean, this is the hole that will channel to the other carbs. And when I pulled these out for the first time, there's a weird little collection of, like, I don't know, pollen or debris or something. So I'm going to leave them on because it feels like they're kind of handy to have. Alright, now you can see we're down. We've got no holes left. Down to pretty much just the bare metal on these. And now we're going to give it a bath. With some of them, if you're like me and you're running a 4-banger motorcycle, your end inlines are going to have these little caps at the end, these little aluminum caps. They're going to pop off, and you're going to have the ring locks in there to take this whole channel out. You want to do that before you dunk this in the parts cleaner, because these have rubber and plastic rings inside that will deteriorate in your parts cleaner. But the one we're currently working, we don't have the cap on the end. We're just dealing with the metal hinges and the dirty springs, so we're just going to dunk the whole sumbitch on in there. We are going to remove the little, well, you know what? I'm going to leave it in. Screw it. Alright,